Hey guys, Jordan Taylor here once again from STARTA.ca. Welcome to the second video in the little mini video series here that I am doing for STARTA. So, as I mentioned in the last video, this video here is going to be about finding the perfect business idea for your online brand or business. Right, so quick little bit of background here. Last video I talked about a few different things we're going to deep dive into. The first step is going to be, how do you come up with a business idea that you can run online, right? And with not a ton of time on an ongoing basis. How do we actually come up with something? Especially, if you're not, necessarily an expert in anything, or you're not, accredited with any type of thing like that, or, you're not, you don't have years and years of experience in a field, or you're not the best at something, or in a market that's really oversaturated. How can we actually make progress in an area like that? So I'm going to kind of deep dive into that with you right now. So to put this in perspective here for you, this is the same process that I use to come up with STARTA, for one, and two, as many of you probably know, if you're into this whole online business stuff, there's a lot of resources out there, and there's a lot of stuff to comb through. Believe me, I've been there. I've invested, a bunch of time into, online newsletters, video tutorials online, podcasts, and I've even invested thousands of dollars into some online education as well, like premium courses and things like that. So that's just some of the journey that I've taken to kind of understand this process, as well as with a lot of trial and error as well. But I wanted to kind of simplify this. And as you're watching this, what I actually want to do as well is I'm going to compress this and give this to you so you can actually watch it on replay. You don't have to watch the video every single time. I got a free gift for you that is really going to help you along with this. I'm going to talk about it a little bit at the end of this video, so stay tuned. But the first step to coming up with your online brand or business idea that's going to build your online empire, the very first step is just identifying your passions, skills, and abilities. Sounds pretty simple. You probably already have an idea of this, but this is just where you want to ask yourself, what do you like to do? What are you passionate about? What are you good at? What do you care about? And this doesn't have to be anything that you think is going to be necessarily a big, huge business idea, but just regardless of how obscure it is, regardless of how marketable you think it is, just jot it down in a list. Okay? So just jot down some of the things that you care about, you enjoy, that you think are things that are really true to you. So that's kind of where you want to focus, right? If you have a whole bunch of them as well, just pick your top 2 or 3. Okay? Second thing you're going to want to do. Right now you have at least 2 or 3. You're just going to want to stack them, right? Combine them into things. So for example, you could have something like, say you enjoy cooking, you enjoy playing video games, and you enjoy just being funny. That's maybe people tell you you're funny, right? So now we want to think of some kind of cool, interesting, creative ways to kind of combine this, right? So with cooking, playing video games, and being funny, that might look like you make funny videos about making food items that are somehow related to video games, for example, right? So I'm not a big video game person, but say there's a Call of Duty. I know that's a video game, I think, right? You were making Call of Duty cookies, for example, and you make a tutorial on how to make those, how to make cookies like that. And you have a very funny commentary or maybe a funny style of editing or something like that. Something that you think would be kind of cool. Something that maybe you would enjoy watching, right? Now, if as you're thinking about this, if there are other people who are already doing something similar or are already doing exactly what it is you want to do, don't worry. There's plenty of room for everybody. Like there really is, especially too, you want to kind of keep in mind that no one's going to be able to do it exactly the way that you do. There's always going to be different traits about you that nobody else is going to have, right? So something to kind of bear in mind, you are the major difference between your brand and every other brand, right? So if you have crazy hair and nobody else does, maybe it's crazy hair. If you have a particularly maybe dry sense of humor, it could be that, right? It could be anything. Just bear in mind that there's plenty of room for everybody to succeed in pretty much any niche. And you want to have, friendly competition in any area of a business, right? You don't want to have just one person, right? Just to kind of shake things up, keep things interesting. Now, the third step here is you want to see if other people are going to care about whatever it is that you're going to build your business around, right? So if we go back to our cooking and video game example, right? If you go online, are there forums around, your topic, right? Are there Facebook groups about it? Are there threads on Reddit about it, right? Can you find, and it doesn't have to be a big group of people, but can you find an interest anywhere online? And I say online because this is where we're going to be focusing the vast majority of our efforts. So if what you want to do is, go online, look to see if you can find any of this stuff, even hop on social media as well, right? Ask people, hey, what's your biggest challenge with making cookies if that's what it is you're going to be doing, right? Not only the biggest challenge, but what do people love about it as well, right? So you want to jot down everything that people are saying. You want to throw that into a list. Maybe kind of call out, the things that come up the most often, right? Things that you kind of notice that are very popular. It's like, oh, everybody has problems 1 and 2, and everybody loves 3 and 4, right? Just kind of highlight those and make them stand out, right? If you can, you may want to try doing that in real life as well, right? So if there's meetups in your city around whatever the topic is, or if you do join any of these Facebook groups, and that's the other thing, you want to join any of these forums, these groups online, anything like that, you want to see if you can talk to people in person. If it's a very common thing that you talk about amongst friends, family, coworkers, engage with them, right? See if people are interested in it, right? If you find you're not getting any results, like you scour the internet and you see nobody is that into whatever it is you're planning on making your business about, then you move on to your second idea from the last list, right? Where we've kind of listed out a few different ways to kind of combine your ideas, right? You want to think of a few different combinations as well, right? And just kind of take away from that first list of your passions, skills, and abilities, mix and match, kind of play around with it, right? And you want to kind of have a few different combinations there, right? Now, once you've found an idea that you are interested in and that other people care about, again, doesn't have to be a large amount of people, but as long as you can find an interest level in it, you found your business idea, right? So again, if it was making video game themed dishes, right? If that's what you've landed on as your marketable business idea, that's the basis. That's the foundation, and that's really all we're looking to do here. Come up with the very, very minimum, the foundation, and then we'll build from there. But it's actually really that simple, right? If you want to take it another level up, if you have found that next thing, then you can go deeper into the conversations with the people that you found who are interested. Excuse me. So have kind of like a more in-depth discussion, especially with people who are really into that particular topic or whatever it is, right? Figure out, if it's something that people struggle with, right? What have people tried? What have people, succeeded in doing? What have they failed in doing? Right? See if you can figure out, what their best case scenarios have been, right? Like their biggest wins, and maybe their biggest losses as well, right? And you kind of want to keep that aside because that's going to help you build a lot of your content that you're going to make, right? And I'll talk a little bit more about content next video, but as promised, for this video, I do want to give you a bit of a gift here, and it's going to help you along in the process of these next few videos. So what it is a online empire jumpstart guide, right? So it's really kind of the same process that I just spoke about here. And if you want to, if you're the type that you like to read things and have it in order, or if you just kind of want to have a recap of this and want to have something you can save, keep on your phone, keep in your email, this guide is going to be perfect for you, right? It's a free guide. There's no payment required or anything. In what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the link. I'll either leave it in the below. I'm still getting used to IGTV here, so I'll leave that down below. And if not, the link will definitely be in my bio here on STARTA. And if you want just a quick and easy way to remember it, starta.ca. I have links to it on the main page of the website there. You can't miss it. It's all over the website. But I will leave that here for you below. Just let me know which email to send it to, and I will fire it off to you. But that's pretty much it for this video. Again, the next video we're going to be talking about, going a little bit more deep into the content side of things. But that's pretty much it for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'm very confident that you will be able to come up with your business idea that will dive deeper into the next video. Okay, so have a look out for that guide in the link below, or head to the link in my bio and head over to starta.ca, and we'll see you on the next video and we'll get started. Okay, cheers.